I was sitting on the bleachers with two friends, okay, when we felt the first tremors. My reaction was that how big is that bulldozer that is driving by? Then again, I realized a bulldozer cannot be that big to shake the earth so much. I realized it was an earthquake. I'm looking at the building, the lycée building, right? A 2-story building. 1 second I see it, the next second I don't see it. And I'm asking, where's the lycée?
Après, je me vire, je me fais mes 2 yeux. Il y a 2 mois qui sont tombés sur mon. C'est 3 personnes qui étaient en Bali. Grand moi avec madame moi petite. Grand moi là, il va mourir. C'est madame moi petite qui mourir. Il a pris dans mon doigt. Ouais, c'est j'aime $. C'est un seul but j'aime. Pour moi, je suis à l'aise. Je ne vais pas vivre ici encore. Je dis que depuis hier. Après quelques temps, je suis venu, mais au coup de là, je ne suis pas vivre dans le pays encore.
The recent earthquake has shattered Port-au-Prince, Haiti. The people of this city, however, have persevered. 2 months after the earthquake, the time has come for Good Neighbors to shift its efforts from the emergency to the long term. It is during this transition that I visited as president of Good Neighbors USA.
Where were you living before you came here? Why were you living in a hospital? So you were hurt in the earthquake? You must like it here better than a hospital. A lot of friends?
Oui.
Where were you when the earthquake hit?
J'étais dans la machine. Mais pendant dans la machine, dans le school bus, quand la monka est tombée. Je regardais moi pays à tout blanche.
Did you have a house that was damaged? How did you find your way here?
Bon, c'est pendant que j'étais sur place. Vous voyez, quand il y a un frère, un journaliste qui me fait une interview ensemble avec moi, quand il y a un frère, il est dans l'église dans le marché, quand il y a là, il était fait un jeune contact, il est venu là.
Do you have a husband?
Non, il a travaillé, il va rentrer, il va aller un petit peu. Ok, va tirer le là.
Moi, les filles, maman, papa mourir.
Et l'autre toile?
L'autre toile, c'est ma cousine. Non, ça la vie. Et les taxis, on a même tombé courir. Ah, des cousines, moi. On a sauvé tous les deux. On a tombé sur l'autre là, il mourit. C'est l'autre qui est les petits noms qui est sauvé.
Du courage. Bravo.
We call this the single mom camp. We established this shortly after the earthquake for about 100 single mothers and their children. We provide them with 2 meals a day, and we established a temporary school. It would be great if the children could go back to the real school real soon.
Altogether, we have about 700 students. We hold classes in the morning from 7:30 to 2:30 at the time school was closed. The night and the day after the earthquake, I went around the city. 98% of them were destroyed. I didn't go outside of the city. But then again, so many schools that have been destroyed, so many children that have been displaced and traumatized by this. They would have been attending school now, but now they're scattered all over, living under tents with their parents. When the earthquake first hit, I must tell you that for 5 days we were in this town. We didn't see any assistance coming from government officials at all. Firemen, army, nothing. We didn't get a sense that some help was coming until planes starting to fly over. And it took 6 days before we saw first rescue team arriving. During that time, people who had been injured starting to develop gangrene. So, of course, what happened is that they had to do a lot of amputations when the medical teams arrived. With this appearance of a big building, which was erected through pennies and dimes saving by my father, yet it is a school which doesn't have a lot of financial resources. I hope that some help will come in some way.
One of our efforts is going to be supporting schools so that kids can get back to normal lives. And La Redemption is going to be our first school that we are planning to support. Fortunately, this school has enough space to start a temporary school program. We're going to join together with the local teachers to start the temporary school programs like psychosocial support and sports activities and art activities and so on.
I'm to work for the good neighbors. I'm participating in the distribution with the good neighbors. These are rice and beans. Rice and beans. There is 2,050 bags, the rice and beans.
We're here at Damien, near central Port-au-Prince, at an IDC camp. That's a camp for internally displaced people. This is a camp that's supported by Good Neighbors. We have provided tents for about 550 families, and every 2 weeks we distribute food.
The leader of the zone distributed the coupons, so people who get the coupons can come here and turn in the coupons and they get the foods.
Rarely will they use the word earthquake. It's a thing, it's something that hit them, but it's not an earthquake. I don't know, they call it that thing, bagaila. Yeah, everybody knows what that bagay is. And they'll use a word, they call it tan. A tan is a word used usually for hurricane.
You have had experience with hurricanes.
Every year.
Moi, les Sheila. 18 ans. Depuis le temps passé, il a mis. Maintenant, enfermé. Je suis enfermé. Je suis marié, mais je suis petit. Petite là, mari mourir.
How do you spend your day?
Bon, bah, rien. Bah, gagner, bah, petite là. Si on me gagne, bon, moi, je
How was it last night? It rained last night.
Bon, je demande des voisines là à dormir, de bon, ma petite là.
So what are you going to do when it begins to rain more?
Bon, bah,
Yes, you parle là. 4 gournets. You parle là.
4 big men. Bon, et la moitié mettait à battre non lui. Bon, c'était pour voisin. Oui, et la moitié. Si
Si mwen tank, un bagay pou me déplacer, pour me tirer comme bord droit, pour moi, un bagay, m'a sauté.
The devastation to this city is overwhelming. It's almost incomprehensible that so many people lost their homes at the very same moment when the earthquake hit. But it's heartwarming and remarkable that the international community came together to provide help to this nation at the time of crisis. It's going to take a long time for this country to get back on its feet. Your contribution to Good Neighbors will enable us to continue to provide assistance in reconstruction, medical aid, and nutrition while this nation rebuilds itself.